In this video, we'll be taking a look at one NHL games happening on October 20th, 2022, and providing you with free team picks and total picks for this game, so 2 picks in total. Welcome back to Cash Out Sports. Let's dive right into it. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe and to click the bell icon to get notified as soon as these videos get released, so that you have more time to plan out your bets as we provide these videos on a daily basis. I can guarantee that you'll have all the important information that you'll need on this one NHL game after fully watching this video. One more thing before we start. If you would like to gain access to our best exclusive betting picks to take your sports betting journey to the next level, then check out our Patreon in the link down below, where we offer anywhere from 1 betting pick a day up to 10 betting picks a day and much more. Now let's get started. New Orleans Saints versus Arizona Cardinals. The New Orleans Saints will be trying to pick up their second road win of the season when they face the Arizona Cardinals on Thursday Night Football. The Saints are coming off a 30-26 loss to Cincinnati as 3-point underdogs. The Cardinals are coming off a 19-9 loss to Seattle as 2.5-point favorites. New Orleans is 6-4 in its last 10 games against Arizona. The New Orleans Saints have won 7 of their last 10 road games. Jameis Winston is completing 63.5% of his passes for 858 yards, 4 touchdowns, and 5 interceptions. Chris Olave and Trequan Smith have combined for 565 receiving yards and 3 touchdowns, while Michael Thomas has 16 receptions. The New Orleans Saints ground game is averaging 151.5 yards per contest, and Alvin Kamara leads the way with 302 yards on 66 carries. Defensively, New Orleans is allowing 26 points and 342.8 yards per game. Pete Werner leads the New Orleans Saints with 53 tackles. Demario Davis has 4 sacks, and Tyrann Mathieu has 1 interception. The Saints are averaging 23.5 points per game, and they need the offense to get going in this game. The Arizona Cardinals haven't won a home game since October of last year. Kyler Murray is completing 65.1% of his passes for 1,463 yards, 6 touchdowns, and 4 interceptions. Marquise Brown and Zach Ertz have combined for 784 receiving yards and 5 touchdowns, while Greg Dortch has 21 receptions. The Arizona Cardinals' ground game is averaging 119.3 yards per contest, and Murray leads the way with 233 yards and 2 touchdowns. Defensively, Arizona is allowing 24 points and 337.3 yards per game. Budda Baker leads the Arizona Cardinals with 45 tackles. J.J. Watt has 2.5 sacks, and Dennis Gardeck has 1 interception. The Cardinals are averaging 19 points per game, which is 22nd in the league. The Saints are 38-16 against the spread in their last 54 road games and 38-15 against the spread in their last 53 games in October. The Cardinals are 1-3-1 against the spread in their last 5 Thursday games and 1-7 against the spread in their last 8 home games. The over is 5-2 in Saints' last 7 games overall. The under is 5-0 in Cardinals' last 5 games overall. The Saints are 5-2 against the spread in their last 7 meetings. The home team is 7-1 against the spread in their last 8 meetings. The Cardinals have lost 4 of their 6 games in all 3 home games. They haven't played well offensively this season, scoring less than 20 points per game. They have a decent running game, but their passing game isn't very good. Even though DeAndre Hopkins will be back this week after serving his suspension, he has missed 6 weeks of action and won't have as big an impact as they would like, especially against a New Orleans defense that is barely giving up 200 passing yards per game on the road. Despite their record, the Saints have played well offensively, and they've done a great job moving the ball on the ground, with the team averaging over 150 rushing yards per game. Although they didn't cover, the Saints were extremely short-handed and should have beaten a good Bengals team. The Saints continue to be underrated in the market, as they sit second in the NFL in net success rate. The good news is at least they get Chris Olave back this Thursday. Andy Dalton has been just fine, even with his limited weapons, as he sits 14th in EPA per dropback and 9th best in success rate among quarterbacks this season. The Cards are the 3rd heaviest blitz team in the NFL on defense, and guess who is number 1 among quarterbacks in PFF grade against the blitz? Yes, Andy Dalton. He has 0 turnover-worthy plays when facing a blitz, so this hasn't been a fluke. The mix of Dalton and Taysom Hill is an upgrade over what Jameis brought to the table. This Cards offense is completely dysfunctional. They sit dead last in points per drive versus expected on offense and are tied for last in yards per play. And now they are without their only deep threat with the multi-week injury to Hollywood Brown. Hollywood is third in the NFL in seeing nearly 50% of the Cardinals' total air yards available. The Cardinals receivers have only 8 total receptions on 20-plus air yards this season, and Brown has 5 of them. Yes, they get back to Andre Hopkins this week, but who knows if he has the stamina to play a full allotment of snaps immediately after not playing for almost a full year. But even with the receiving situation, the Cards are decimated on the offensive line with the loss of their reliable starting guard Justin Puck, while starting center Rodney Hudson is just 50-50 to play after missing last week's game against Seattle. Max Garcia will fill in for Puck and has allowed 7 pressures and a sack in only 89 pass block attempts this season. He has posted a poor 44 PFF pass block grade, and this is on the heels of 4 straight sub-54 pass block grade seasons. Sean Harlow would start again at center if Hudson can't go, and he's been awful so far, grading out as the 36th best center out of 38 qualified players in PFF pass block grade. He has allowed the most pressures in the NFL at center in only 4 games. To have these cluster issues in the middle of the offensive line is going to hurt. Then there is this. The Cardinals are 6-13 against the spread and 7-12 straight up at home since the beginning of 2020. They have lost 8 straight home games. Cliff Kingsbury is a really bad coach. We can all see that. Case in point, the Cardinals are 0-4 straight up and against the spread on a short week under Kingsbury. This includes 3 of the 4 instances where the Cardinals were favored, and all 3 home games were when they were favored and they lost them all straight up. Even though the Cardinals played well against the run earlier in the season, they struggled in recent weeks, giving up at least 130 yards on the ground in each of their last 2 games, and will have a hard time slowing down the Saints. So the New Orleans Saints to cover the spread as underdogs is our full game side pick. Primetime unders have been on a roll, particularly on Thursday nights. Even if you filter for totals of 46 or less, 64% of first-half TNF games have gone under as well. The Cardinals are averaging just 5 points per first half in games, and although they've been much better in second halves, they should struggle to get going against this sturdy Saints defense. They do have DeAndre Hopkins coming back and have just added Robbie Anderson, but it may take both of them time to settle into the team. Every single Cardinals first half so far this season has gone under, and with the Saints likely to have Alvin Kamara running the ball a lot, expect the clock to keep ticking and possessions to be limited. The Saints are averaging 23.5 points per game and 22 points per game on the road. They averaged 33 points per game in their last 3 games against the Cardinals. They run the ball very well, and the Cardinals have been unable to stop the run recently, so expect them to hit their average in this game. The Cardinals are averaging 19 points per game and 17 points per game at home. They averaged 27 points per game in their last 3 games against the Saints. They run the ball well, and the Saints have been shaky against the run, so expect them to hit their average as well. However, it won't be enough to push the score past the total. Following on from the abysmal Colts-Broncos and Commanders-Bears games, there is reason to believe that we could be in for another low-scoring clash, so don't expect much aerial action in what should be a matchup in which points are at a premium. Under the projected total is our full game total pick. That's all for now, so if you have any other games you would like reviewed, then leave a comment down below with the game you would like analyzed. Subscribe to our channel, leave a like on this video, and we'll get to it as soon as we possibly can. We would also love to hear your opinion on the picks presented to you in this video, whether you agree or disagree with them, so leave a comment down below and do let us know.